of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee and indeed a Labour MP, Graham Stringer. Welcome back to the programme. Thank you very much for coming on. So, well, let's answer this question, I suppose, from your perspective, of what we just spoke about then. Are we doing enough for Ukrainian refugees, in your view?
Whatever we're doing, we're not doing it as effectively and efficiently and as quickly as we should be doing. We interviewed the Foreign Secretary of the Foreign Affairs Committee yesterday, and it became clear that she didn't really know the facts about the desks operating to receive Ukrainian refugees in Poland who wanted to come to the UK, usually because they've got relatives here. Those desks seem to be closing at 5 o'clock in the evening and aren't open at the weekend. It's as though the Foreign Office, the Home Office, because it's a joint responsibility, have decided, even in the middle of a crisis, they want to work 9 to 5. So I don't think that's good enough. It's quite clear that people leaving Ukraine are entitled to. Also, we have to be clear that the Russians not only don't wish Ukraine well, they don't wish us well, and we do need to check that Russian agents aren't coming in. So it's not just a question of saying, get on the boat, get on the plane, come here, you're very welcome. That should be true for genuine
just
refugees, but we have to check on security issues.
Overwhelmingly, though, you know, they will be genuine refugees.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
we can see, you know, self-evidently that the kind of destruction that's happening. But you know, we've just only granted 300 visas so far. And I mean, yes, Poland is right next to Ukraine, but we know France and Germany and other countries are taking in tens of thousands.
Germany isn't sending any help out there, though, is it? You know, we've helped arm these people. The Germans have sat on their backsides and allowed their gas to continue because they're too afraid of the Russians. We've contributed in that regard.
But we know that right now there are people that need safe homes to live. And I think that if there was some kind of bespoke programme, such as Ordinary British People offering a room, is there just alternative things that we can do to help the people that are struggling right now?
We need to do everything we can to help those people. But we have to remember that there are thousands of Afghans who haven't found anywhere to live since they left Afghanistan in August, wasn't it? And they're in the UK waiting. There is a housing crisis in the United Kingdom. We should help. I'm not saying we shouldn't help, but it's always a two-way street, whether it's on oil or whether it's on refugees. We help. There is a cost, and there is a cost in terms of the housing we have. There is a cost in terms of the queue of other refugees. It is going to be difficult. What there is no excuse for is the ineffectiveness and inefficiency with which the Home Office and Foreign Office are dealing with the administration of it.
I absolutely agree with that in terms of the administration side of it. You would have thought that we'd learnt our lessons from Afghanistan. At least Dominic Raab isn't on holiday anymore, which is quite nice. I imagine Crete is still lovely.
Well, he's not in post anymore, right?
No, he isn't, but he's still not on holiday, which is still a nice touch. But anyway, the issue that I would have with it, and I think maybe a lot of our viewers would as well, is it's all very well and good saying, OK, well, you know, maybe we can take these people in. You've rightly identified a housing crisis. What we are trying to do, as far as I can see, is try to make sure that they can stay at home as best as possible by making sure they have a home to go back to in terms of keeping Ukraine as a country. And yesterday, Sky News was really trying to lead Petro Poroshenko, who was a former Ukrainian leader, down the garden path, really, asking him if he thought the UK had done enough. And he said, yes, the UK is doing enough, and he had nothing but praise for this country and Boris Johnson. So I am wondering whether or not the Ukrainians feel like we should actually be doing more. Maybe it's just us.
I think in terms of the defence, I think the Ukrainians would like us to to close the skies above Ukraine. They all asked for that. But I think that would lead to the Third World War, because it would put us in direct conflict with Russia. In terms of refugees, I'm going to repeat myself, we're not doing it as effectively as not. But it also makes sense, given that there is going to be problems, people will be safe when they come to the United Kingdom, but they won't necessarily be housed or homed or find schools easily or adequately for the children. One of the important factors that is that Ukrainians who are leaving Ukraine should be directed, I mean, they're presumably direct themselves to where they have family members and they can stay, whether it's extended or distant family. There's a Ukrainian population in Manchester. I represent some of those people, and they absolutely want to help. So we have to be sensible. It's just not they've taken in 5,000, we've only taken in 500. They're better. It's the quality of what we do and how well we do it once people are over the border and safe.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Graham Stringer.